All right, folks, unboxing video time. So we have motherboard. This is actually the first new motherboard I bought in over a year, if you can believe that. Went to Germany 9 months. Germany's a beautiful country. I can't say that my experience was so wonderful, but that's because I worked my butt off the whole time. So that's life, though. All right, so not a super expensive motherboard. We're doing two camera angles on this, just so you guys can see it from different angles. So B850m-DS3H, AMD socket, AM5. This right out of the box should be good for the 7000 series, 8000, and 9000. What does it say? PCIe 5.0 ready, graphics and NVMe only, DDR5 support. Gigabyte ultra durable 850m-DS3H. So whenever you see a motherboard and it's got DS3H on it, it is a cheap ass Gigabyte motherboard. Okay. And this honestly was one of the cheapest ones they had. And so I needed this for my 8000 series. This happens to actually be under this CPU cooler. Yeah. All right. Now, I wish I had my glasses. I'm not sure where I put them, but we'll try and do our best with this. Reading the back. So 8+2 faces digital VRM. Yeah, there's a lot better out there. PCIe easy latch, so should be easier to get your graphics card out. PCIe 5.0 x 16 slot, PCIe 5.0 M.2 slot, 2.5 gigabyte LAN, CPU series AM5, we haven't mentioned that 10 times already. One PCIe 3.0x4 expansion slot. So, you know, I think back in the day when I would get these, the different DS3Hs, they would have like one PCIe on it. This one looks like it has two, so that's nice. And only one of them is really good. The other one's kind of crap, but don't put your graphics card in the PCIe 3.0 if it's a newer gen. Got one of the cats down here in some of my garbage from unboxings. Hey, Lily. So yeah, I don't know what she's looking over there. All right, well, let's get on with this. I want to get it open. So just so you know, what will I be doing with this motherboard? Video-wise, let's talk about that. I'm going to do, obviously, the unboxing. We'll do an installation. I will do if I have one of the cell phones, actually, we'll do it. I will do a macro view, right? So you can get up close and personal. I might have to grab one of my cameras to do that. Before we get to the motherboard, of course, there's the I/O shield in here, right? You know from years past, I like the I/O shields as part of the actual motherboard. Couple of, is it a couple? Is there even an M.2 screw in here? Oh my God. There's one M.2 screw in here. Okay, I guess that's all you need. Two SATA cables. Multilingual installation guide. And then, what is this guy? I've seen these before, but yeah, nothing. There's nothing good in here, to be honest with you. I honestly don't even install with the I/O shield. Oh my God, some of you would find that crazy, but yeah, true. It helps keep the dust out, but it's I keep them sealed. Quite honestly, when I was reselling all my motherboards on eBay, I try to make them look as new as they could be, right? So obviously, if you have a sealed I/O shield, everything else is sealed, people are like, oh, yeah, he must not have really used it. And quite honestly, a lot of this stuff that I really use, well, we benchmarked the hell out of things, right? Maybe that wasn't such a good thing for them, some of the products. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Now, if you do unboxings of motherboards or installations of motherboards, try not to use a blanket. Everything on this thing sticks. So, let us try to find an angle that you all can see this, and I only have to do it once. Matter of fact, let's do one camera at a time. All right. Obviously, we have 4 RAM slots. So for this, this is the one that locks. DDR5, as it said. A lot of times on these cheap motherboards, you'll end up with only 2 that actually work. So looking over here, this is obviously where your CPU is going to go. Notice that triangle here, okay? In case you later buy this and happen to be able to put this on backwards, which some of the AMD motherboards, I was able to put it on 180 degrees to this. That upper, or that triangle should always be on the I/O side, right? And then if you have your I/O to your left and the RAM to the left, it's this upper left, right? That's kind of important when you're doing an install. So of course, when you put your CPU in later, which we'll do, this cover will pop off. And just checking out my pins, everything looks pretty good in there. Now, I'm assuming this is the same as the other ones where, yeah, this is fixed. So your backing plate or whatever is fixed. You will take these off. If I were to, install this CPU cooler on here, we would take this guy off, take the screws out, and everything will work out just great. Now the AMD 8500G came with one of these type coolers, the Wraith cooler. So you would take off those black parts and the screws. All right, PCIe 5.0, and there's the, little gizmo. Amazing it took them so long to figure out, hey, it's hard as hell to get these graphics cards out here. Let's put something on there so I can actually use my finger. This is where your M.2 is going to go. Looks like it said 5th gen. So that would be that spot, and then you've got another one here, which is nice. This won't run at the same speed, most likely. Here is a CR2032 battery. So kind of in a crappy place, right? If, this happens to go bad, you've got to take that out to get to it. But not the end of the world. I believe that said PCIe 3.0 right there for this guy. So you have the ability to have two drives. 2 solid state drives, 2 NVMe or M.2s, SATA or NVMe. In the past, the DS3H motherboards, been garbage, and somewhere in there must have went from one drive to 2. So that's at least an improvement. Of course, the screw that's in the packaging you'll need for that. All right. So I actually haven't done one of these unboxings in a while. A little rusty. CPU power. So 2 4-pin connectors will come from the power supply there. 24-pin power here. That'll come from your from your power supply as well. Now, this would appear, folks, to have the BIOS update. I'll do a video there. So talking about videos, we'll do the regular BIOS update for this. Then we'll also do the quick flash BIOS. All right. I'll have the 2 videos. So if you got everything up and running, you know, you could download the file to a USB stick and, you know, do it through the BIOS. Or this is actually can be kind of complex at times. I hate to say it. Doing this flash button where you have to rename the file to gigabyte.bin, making sure it's on the root of your FAT32 USB, right? So many things you have to nail to make this work. Now, good thing though, like if this wasn't an 800 series motherboard, and it was like, oh, we've got these new 9,000 CPUs coming out, and I need to update my BIOS. With this, you know, having power hooked up to it, you don't have to have your CPU, RAM, or graphics card in there. Power, I don't even believe you have to have the CPU connected, if I remember correctly, but USB stick in this red USB drive there. So power supply's on, okay? When I say on, there's the switch on it, right? So there are some power supplies that don't have the on-off on them, but power supply on, and then you hit that button, and then an LED light somewhere on here is going to flash for 7 to 8 minutes, and then it will have updated your BIOS. Now, moving on, folks. So I'll do a video showing that. Here's all your SATA connections. Don't have a lot of fan headers on here. This should be your, let's see, CPU fan right here, CPU optional, where my thumb's pointing. So you'll plug in here. You know, a lot of times they put these right next to each other, but I guess this little spot for the screw messed that up. Might have some RGB stuff on here. Yeah, different types of USB connectors. Good stuff. All right, now, what do we have on this side? So you got the standard stuff here, line out, headphone, microphone. Here's your Ethernet, bunch of USB 3.0, whatever's. Type-C Charlie USB, and then this is the special BIOS USB. Oh, sorry, folks, screwed up. That's probably a reset button. This is most likely your BIOS flash button. Let's double check that, folks, because you know what? Nothing worse than when your guide, your tour guide, tells you the wrong crap. Half the time they don't give you an instruction manual that you can read anything on. Let's see if I can actually read anything on here. Multilingual, so this is installation guide. Ain't gonna be nothing on here. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to go to the website to verify that. Yeah, they don't even give you a guide anymore. So that said, that should be the reset button, and then this guy, BIOS flashback. Does this older Gigabyte have it? So yeah, there's the BIOS flashback on this guy, and this one does not have the BIOS reset button. The old PS2 style connector, I don't know who the hell uses these still. USB 2.0 switch. You know, why can't we give us more of these? This is the other thing about these cheap motherboards, folks. You don't get a lot of these, right? You have to use, you know, the headers on here to get more of those, right? And so we have DisplayPort, 2 display ports, and an HDMI. All right. There's some other stuff on here. Maybe I forgot some of it, but that's the basics of it, right? There is the motherboard. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.